on me on. So whenever you're ready, you two.
Oh, is it already rolling?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Action. Within this assignment, we'll be looking at poverty and how does inactivity throughout the whole of the UK affect children and their well-being for a healthy, active lifestyle that enforces lifelong participation in sports. We're also going to look at how technology will contribute to inactivity in the UK.
So what is the health agenda? The health agenda is for the inactivity throughout the UK. Around 3.3 million people die globally every single year due to inactivity. When the UK is inactive, it becomes a burden on the NHS and children's youth.
The health agenda and young people. This links with transportation and is known to be damaging to young children as it will increase their activity levels. Well, decrease, sorry, not increase. A way that this can be improved on is by walking and cycling. This can be known to be influential by getting the children active and getting them by reducing inactivity. Another thing that can cause inactivity is technology, and this is increasing by using things such as Xboxes, PlayStations, phones, and yeah, this is just a major factor.
When you contribute walking as a form of transportation, it not only makes children motivated to take part in PE, it also increases their knowledge and furthers their education levels. It also improves their mental health significantly, ensuring that these children become confident within themselves when taking part in the classroom and outside of the classroom. Physical inactivity is also known to affect things like poverty, as it promotes crime due to low household incomes. This means that they don't have the funds to invest in clubs such as swimming lessons, football clubs after school. Inactivity can also cause around 3% of disability-related deaths every single year. Some things that the NHS want to prevent for long-term for people is smoking, alcohol consumption, obesity, type 2 diabetes, so everyone can have an active and healthy lifestyle. Here we have some health agenda infographics that just go more into detail about how inactivity affects people throughout the UK.
This is children impact, and this can cover stuff like the obstacles that children will face with inactivity, which will affect their well-being, their health, and the future ahead for them. The following factors can cover such as health and nutrition, which will be living in poverty frequently, as it will make things more difficult to obtain safe housing, wholesome foods and appropriate medication. A major thing can also be education, as this will decrease a child's chances in having a successful career for in the future, but also getting a good education for where they are.
Poverty also affects a child's emotional and psychological well-being by social exclusion. So children living in poverty frequently experience social exclusion, which can negatively impact their social interactions and sense of self, leaving them to feel demotivated in lessons, to take part in PE, etc. The future prospects of getting children involved, or the impacts of poverty on children, is the opportunities in life can be severely impacted when you're living in poverty.
The impact on PE, this can impact the children and any young people. Around 2.7 million of the 9.1 million young people within the UK between the ages of 4 14 and 24 all live in poverty. Living within these areas, poverty has an impact on factors such as increasing crime, poor education, health issues, higher rates of disabilities, etc. This will result in young people to have a decrease when it comes to their involvement within sporting activities.
So there are two types of poverty, and we're just going to go through them now. So what is absolute poverty? Absolute poverty is when household incomes are scarce and they earn around £270 just a week. Basic needs are inaccessible, such as food, water, toiletries and shelter. The health of the families or individuals is very, very poor.
How poverty affects a person's health. Poverty has a significant impact on a person's health outcomes and can create a vicious cycle of poor health and poverty. There are some ways it can affect a person's health, some being limited access to healthcare, malnutrition, increased risk of chronic diseases, poor living conditions, mental health issues, limited education opportunities and an increased exposure to violence and crime.
So how does poverty affect children's health? So by enhancing access to healthcare services, guaranteeing food security, offering safe and affordable housing, encouraging education and skill development, these are all important components of ways to reduce poverty, where we can build a society that is healthier by taking part in poverty. So poverty affects the children's health. So they take more sick days due to illness, meaning they're missing out on vital information and curricula in PE lessons or just other lessons as a whole. Their cognitive development is delayed greatly because they're not actively engaging within lessons.
Poverty can affect a child's health by delaying an individual's physical literacy skills. It can also cause social exclusion for a child, unable to participate in the extracurricular activities that are set out for them within school and clubs, and less money will be spent on students' educational equipment such as sport kit and shoes and equipment. Yeah.
These are some infographics on child poverty. Target groups. So children that are from low socioeconomic statuses are typically exposed to much more stress factors which cause development of delay within their achievements. These target groups can include low-income families, homeless transient individuals, marginalised communities and people with disabilities and people in rural areas.
Also within target groups, teachers that work within this setting, which is basically around schools, are strongly committed to finding strategies for assisting low-income students in overcoming negative effects of stress, including frustration, suicidal thoughts and mostly depression. Physical activity can also help children and people within the target groups that are in the things I just mentioned, being depressed, having certain thoughts, by improving their academic results, and their lesson behavioural issues will improve.
So how can we make PE more inclusive, and how these changes can be helped to enhance engagement in PE? By adapting the curriculum, changing the course material to meet the needs and abilities of students with a range of backgrounds, incorporating activities that support inclusivity, offer options, skills and various other factors to help them benefit their best when taking part in physical education
also go towards peer support, where they'll be able to enhance their social skills, working with other students, whilst encouraging collaborative learning and teamwork to improve. Another way is universal design. This will be a concept to physical education, resources and apparatus, making sure that areas are handicap accessible and that equipment can be modified to fit the needs of people that have disabilities.
By giving physical education instructors tools and resources they need to successfully instruct and deliver these PE lessons, it allows them to create an environment where the students are actively taking part, they're engaged and having fun in the lessons, no matter the ability, and it creates a welcoming and inclusive, encouraging learning atmosphere that values diversity and promotes involvement for lifelong participation in sport. These are some modifications that can support physical education in a number of ways. So, by having an inclusive atmosphere in PE, students will be more at ease and inspired to engage in PE lessons more often. All students may benefit from increased physical fitness and general well-being as a result of this. Students are to have an enhanced self-esteem, so it allows them to shine at their best and be more confident with themselves, and it promotes general growth.
It will also promote improved social skills, where they're working in different backgrounds, working with different people, and coming out of the shell with being doing physical education. It will also encourage respect, empathy and understanding for other people that are surrounding them. Another thing is skill development within physical education, as they'll be learning different things, adapting their body to different skills, physically and mentally as well. Finally, to summarise it all off, overall the health agenda is a useful guide on starting to get physical fitness and activity levels up again, but this is only possible through organisations, community and healthcare providers. There are already actions in place to help those less fortunate, such as pupil premium money to help with things such as travel costs to clubs or new sport clothes.
Another factor for this is sport development, as it's a great organisation to get children from lower backgrounds involved in physical education, giving them the knowledge and the physical ability to become better and enhancing the importance of sport. PE should be inclusive and accessible to all, and stressing lifelong participation should be a 21st century global goal for the future generations to come. Lovely, that's it. Well done.